Thank you for watching avivTarot, and today we are going to do a pick a card reading on your soulmate. See, I like to call it soulmate, or your partner, your true love, your loved ones, your next partner, whatever you want to call it. Just, signs, personality, horoscope, that type of thing. So we'll see what comes up, okay? And because I want to use the whole deck for every pile, so we are going to do an on camera shuffle. I will probably not fast forward, but like when I edit the shuffling, I will make it a little bit faster just so that you don't have to sit through the shuffling. But because of that, I have not pre-shuffled like decks. I only have 1, 2, and 3. This is just one card, and we're just gonna see like a general message for each of the piles, and then we'll go ahead and draw the cards for each of the piles, and we'll see. All right, so make your choice, 1, 2, or 3, and I will see you at your pile. Bye. Okay, so for pile number 1, we have Immortal Treasures, number 14. Okay, I am going to read the message from the book for this one. All right, so this is number 14. It's quite long. You carry within you precious immortal treasures, beloved, that they exist beyond life and death, belonging to the celestial heavenly realms of the divine presence within you. Kuan Yin now guides you to honor these treasures, the gifts of your soul, which includes the ability that you have to transmit healing. Honor yourself as a healer, beloved. Whether formally or informally, your soul brings a special healing light to humanity. You have divine support in your role as a healer in whatever way, usually or highly usually, that this is unfolding for you now. Each soul is unique and precious in its own way. Certain souls have the light of healing. Yours is one such soul. Your presence on this planet brings light and hope to others, sometimes in a way that you don't consciously recognize. Kuan Yin is with you, guiding you to be open and perceiving and utilizing the immortal treasures that lay within you, the beautiful light and gifts of your own divine soul. Just remember to take care of yourself, too. An empty cup cannot fill another. It is better to allow your inner cup to be spiritually filled and emotionally and physically replenished through balanced self-care, a bit of indulgence balanced with loving discipline and boundaries that make you feel safe and secure within. To find the right way to care for yourself, explore what might work for you. It might be yoga and meditation, a little secret time each day to sit with a crystal, or talk from your heart with your guidance, a health retreat, time in nature, a good book, and sometimes laughing or playing with loved ones. Your healing ability will find new levels of power and strength through exploration of self-care. The immortal treasure of the soul are to be shared with loving respect of your own self as well as for others. This oracle can also indicate that it's helpful for you to explore healing of an issue that you have been dealing with and is yet to be resolved. If you have been contemplating visiting a healer or taking a break from a stressful situation, this card supports you in doing so. You might simply need a chance to replenish and withdraw for a short time may help you meet this need. You may also benefit, if you feel so inclined, from healing with another. Trust your intuition and allow yourself to honor your own special light and the need that you might have for receiving healing just for you at this time too. Kuan Yin will help you find your way. The processes below will support you in receiving her help. So there's like some process and all that stuff. If you want to know, I will put that on maybe in like a description or in a comment or something like that, because there's like immortal treasures, healing and prayers. Okay, it's just a lot of reading. I don't want to take up so much time doing that because you might not care. So what I get from the message is that for pile number 1, people for you, in order to meet your soulmate, you probably need to do a little bit of self-care, a little bit of meditation. You are a healer. You're people like are drawn to you because of your healing capacity, and so your soulmate will be drawn to you if you can further your ability and talent in healing others, okay? And I think your soulmate, I just get this feeling that have similar capacity as you, and when you are on the same frequency, you will draw each other closer. Okay, so that's what I get for this card right now. And also for 1 and 4 is manifestation, and 4 is stability. Okay, and combined equals to 5, which means change. And so you want to manifest stability, and a new change will come, okay, to your life. And so like you need to do something about like your current situation in order to draw what you want into your life. All right, so let's start off with the tarot cards, and then we'll do some oracle cards for your soulmate, like type of person, look, and etc. Okay, so here's so the first one is 9 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. We're not reading reversals today, since we are just reading personality, the type of person, and like where you might meet this person. So first of all, 9 of Cups. Again, 9 of Cups is about self-fulfilling, emotionally fulfilled, and it kind of corresponds with this. You want to take care of yourself first. You want to know what satisfies you. It's a dream come true card. Okay, dreams come true card. So whatever you wish for, you want in a partner, the person that you want to manifest will come to you. Your dreams will be fulfilled, but you have to know what you want first. Okay, 8 of Pentacles is about putting in the work. You want to put in the work. So putting in the work to heal yourself, to heal others, to put in the work to perfect certain skills. Okay, like I said earlier, you want to be able to do all that stuff for yourself, so that you draw the same kind of person into you, instead of somebody who's inferior and not as good as you. Okay, where you have to like take care of them, which is all right, you know, but I feel like it should be a give and take, right? So you don't want to be the person doing all of the work. Okay, so you want to find somebody who's equally as good as you, and the attraction is mutual. Okay, and not one person is feeling like they're putting in more work than the other person. And because once you have that kind of feeling, then you don't want to, the person who has this feeling will not want to invest as much, and then the relationship is a little bit out of balance. And that's what it is for a 2 of Pentacles. It's about choices, but in this case I feel like it's about balance. Okay, feeling balanced. You want to be able to give and take. Okay, and be able to balance all aspects of life. And you want to draw a person who is very similar like that as well, who is very balanced, okay, who is willing to put in the work. Okay, so I feel like your person is somebody who is very dedicated, who is willing to put in the work, and they are pretty financially, they care about financial material things quite a lot, but then they also feel like emotional fulfillment is very important as well. So they don't just care about materialistic things. They think, so, you know, if you say like, I don't care about money doesn't matter, that's kind of like a lie, right? Because now where we are living in, you know, you want to be able to live comfortably, afford things that you want, and not have to like live without money, and then every day you're worrying about like not being able to pay your next day bill, right? So money is very important, but it's not the only thing that's important. It's also to you and to your soulmate, okay? Because there's also emotional fulfillment as well, because cups is all about that, being emotionally fulfilled. So money will bring joy, bring things that you can afford, help you to live comfortably, but then emotionally and spiritually, this person also needs that fulfillment, okay? And that's the kind of person your soulmate is, okay? And I feel like they're very skillful at one thing, very dedicated to one, like focused, okay, to one thing and one thing only. And that one talent is going to bring them the fortune that they want. And I really do feel like people who are a little scattered, are good at everything, like know everything, but nothing really stands out. I don't want to say it's like a failure or anything. I think it just means this person is super talented in every aspect. But when you're good at everything but not super good at one thing, I don't know. You have to I feel like you have to make that choice. That if that is something that appeals to you. To me, I feel like somebody who may be really good at everything, but there is one thing that they just love, very passionate about, and they put all their energy and focus into that, and that's what will make them successful, and that's what's attractive about one person, right? You don't want somebody who is always doing one thing and thinking about the other, thinking there's something better that will come, right? And I feel like Eight of Pentacles gives me the feeling that this person is very dedicated to one thing, and they will perfect that one thing. And that is the skill that they will bring fortune to them. Okay. And so in that translates into a relationship as well, right? If somebody is always thinking something else they always want to try something new, which is good. Curiosity is always good. But if they only care, they want to have expand their horizon and just date all different kind of people, which is good, when you're young and stuff. But as you get older, you do want to realize what it is that you really want and then focus on getting that one thing, right? So I feel like that is that kind of person that you're looking for, a very dedicated, committed person, okay, and who's very well balanced. See how this is this person, and with infinite potential, right? And I feel like usually the Two of Pentacles, the person is kind of tilted off to the side, but this person is pretty upright and they're standing pretty well, on their one feet, and this isn't tilted so much. It's pretty balanced, I say. And this person looks happy. So I really do think it's a very balanced person, money-wise and spiritually, mentally, emotionally as well, okay? And when you meet this person, you'll feel very, very fulfilled. So let's see what horoscopes or houses come up, okay? And we'll draw 3 cards as well. There's one. So let's see, we got a house, a planet, and 2 house cards and a planet card. So this house card says it's the 3rd house, the 8th house, and the North Node. Okay. The 3rd house says it's ideas, short-term thinking and trips, and who or what is around you. Okay. And the 8th house is about life or death issues, getting and using power and using other people's resources. Okay. The North Node is the benefit. There will be success. Okay. Success. So the North Node, what I know about North Node is that North Node is all about benefits, about good fortune. Okay. So we got the North Node, in possibly the 3rd or the 8th house. The 3rd house is guarded by Gemini, and the 8th house is Scorpio. So just think of those energies, okay? 3rd house, Gemini, very communicative, very, very fast in thinking, communication-wise. And the 8th house is about, because it's Scorpio energy, is about transformation, about changes, about using other people's resources. It's money, meaning inheritance, money, that type of thing. So you have the North Node in the 8th house or the 3rd house, your soulmate or your partner, your next love, whatever you want to call it. They are, I think they will be very good at communicating things. They're very fast thinker. They think really fast. They think fast on their feet. They're very communicative. Might be really good with languages. 3rd house is also guarded by transportation. So they might like to, it's like short-term transportation to and from places. So they might travel a lot, maybe domestically or within the city, or the North Node in the 8th house. That means they're pretty lucky, and they never really have to use their own money to invest things. Somehow, like sometimes they would just inherit a huge sum of money from, their loved ones or their grandpa, grandma, dad, mom, whatever. Or just like very lucky with money, other people's money, okay? And Scorpio, very, very, I don't want to say Scorpios are calculating, but in a good way, okay? They are very careful in planning kind of thing. So it has, and they're just very lucky with that. And life or death issues. So they do probably have a lot of like ups and downs in their lives, but usually things, because it's a North Node, usually things end pretty well, okay? Somebody will always come to their rescue, help them. Okay, so occupation, we got speaker, writer, or children, okay? So your soulmate, loved ones, partner, whatever you, he or she could be a public speaker. They're, like I said, 3rd house, very, very good with speaking, very, very good with words, very, very, let's see, writing almost to me is the same thing, except for it's just different ways of communicating, because writing is you're writing it down instead of you vocally, right? And speaking is the same thing. You have to write it down, and then that's analyzing. So very analytical kind of person, very good with words, very good with languages, very, very persuasive, thinks very fast on their feet, communicative. That's just something that stands out to me a lot because of the 3rd house, and especially when we get both of these cards, a speaker and a writer. So they're very good thinker, and they have very like smart ideas. I don't know how good they are implementing their ideas, but they come up with new ideas very fast and very often, and very like new innovative type of ideas, okay? And then children, so this person might, okay, here it's about teaching and healing, and remember we said about this. So your person could be like they like to volunteer at like children's hospital, or they work with children a lot. They're very passionate and compassionate. They care about people. They are very patient, I feel. Okay, patient over here. 8 of Pentacles is about that as well. Very patient. They like hanging out with kids. So, or that they are looking to have kids. That could be also another thing too. Even though this is a career oracle deck, life purpose, but I also get the feeling that maybe they're the kind of person that will want to have kids. So if that is something that you want, you could talk about that. Again, emotionally and also materialistically, it needs to be fulfilled. So it has that. I feel like it has both sides of it over here as well. Okay, they're a very practical type of person, passionate, practical. And we'll talk about where to meet this person a little bit later, because I want to draw the last part of it. We'll do like a few of these. These are the cards that I came up with, so we'll use them again. So the first one is charismatic. Pale complexion. This is a general reading, so not everything's going to resonate. So that's why I'm drawing multiple cards. So take whichever that resonate with you. Street smart. And we'll do 2 more. And book smart. It's a little shy. That's very interesting. Charismatic but shy. Let's do one more card. Thin and slender. Okay. So they're like, I have a feeling that they're on the thin, slender side, which kind of makes sense with the Gemini, if they have Gemini in their rising as well, if their rising actually falls in the Gemini, because the 3rd house is guarded by Gemini. So, I mean, I feel like they have like a Gemini in their chart somewhere, okay? So thin and slender, a little shy. I don't get the feeling that they're very shy, because they are a speaker, unless they're a writer. Writer could be a little shy, because that's why they like to write things, right? But if they're a speaker, I don't feel like they're super shy, because just the fact that they have to speak to people. But you never know. Some people are very good at public speaking, but then when you talk to them like one-on-one or something, they're a little shy, their true personality kind of comes out. But they're very book smart and street smart. Totally makes sense. Speaker, writer, that's how they talk about that kind of things. I have a feeling that they're full of life experiences. That's how they can share things, okay? And they're a little bit on the pale complexion side and very, very charismatic. I would believe so. If a speaker, you want to have a huge following, you need to be pretty charismatic, and also because they're very caring and compassionate, and especially I feel like they volunteer like at some kind of with like children, something maybe like an orphanage or like adoption center, I don't know, hospital or some sort. I think that kind of person would be very charismatic as well, right? Very well balanced, right? All right, so let's put these away. So where would you meet this person? I feel like where see over here we got both places there's water, okay? So I would feel like they probably live close by water area, beaches or some sort. And over here also, because look at short-term trips, right? So you also might meet this person at an airport, okay? Or maybe when you go on a road trip, okay? You might meet this person. Over here is a garden inside kind of a secluded area, okay? So like that's why I feel like maybe when you go on a vacation in a more secluded area, that might also be like where you might meet this person. Let's see. I was saying, the children's hospital. If they're a writer, they probably would be at home a lot, secluded area, very focused, If you don't actually look at what he's carving and just look at these two pictures, almost have that same demeanor, looking down with like a pen over here, looking down with a pen, with like a stick over here. Right? So they could very well be like a writer or some sort, a speaker. So maybe if you like to go listen to like these pep talks or like events where people talk about things, share their experiences. That might also be where you might meet this person. A zoo, perhaps. You might meet this person. That's what I see. And then let's draw one last card. This is the Lover's Journey, or Journey of Love card. And we won't be reading reversals. I'm gonna put these away so I could use the space to shuffle. Coming together, 66. So you might be, so maybe when you're meeting your person, when you're about to meet this person, if you haven't already, 66 will be a number that you might see quite often, or repeated sixes. That might be something that you might see quite often before meeting your soulmate. Over here, what do we have? 8. Yeah. Coming together. So when you're coming together, you'll probably see 66 quite a lot. Let me just look through this book, what they say about this card. You and another soul are coming into each other's world. It's a karmic destiny that is unfolding, an expression of a divine plan set in motion many lifetimes ago. That destiny may have a romantic purpose. It may have a sacredness that is sexual. It may have a sacredness that is creative, tender, about learning self-esteem or courage. It may bring a gift of enduring friendship and loyalty, or be an expression of a passing flash of divine force that shakes your foundations and helps move you out of a situation which would have consumed your light with tediousness and playing small. The coming together is happening, however. Know it is of love. Okay, so definitely. So this card is actually talking about also, because number 6 is about past, right? About soulmate from a past, if you think about like 6 of cups. So I feel like that is kind of corresponding to that a little bit, right? So your soulmate might be somebody that you have a connection with in a past life. So when you see this person, you probably will feel that you know this person somehow. It has that sense of familiarity. Okay, so that's why I feel like for pile number 1's reading, especially over here, you might also possess a little bit of these as well. So like you guys are very similar in some ways. You reflect each other a little bit, but also, you know, could be different. But I do feel like you guys are more similar than different, and very well balanced, fulfilled emotionally and physically and materialistically. Okay, and both of you might be a light worker, healer type of person. Like people like to be drawn to you guys. So when you guys come together, maybe there's a bigger purpose for you guys to be together, you know, to help other people as well through writing, speaking, or just volunteering with things. All right, so that's what I see for pile number 1. People, let me know if this resonates with you or not, and you could leave in the comment section below. Since this is like a general reading, if you want to know more, maybe we could talk about it, doing extended reading based on what we have already here. I don't do an extended video like made extended videos, just because I feel like everybody's a little bit different and I want to get to know you a little bit more before I do an extended video for you only. Okay, that's catered towards you instead of doing another general one. All right, so that is that, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. So for pile number 2, people, this is your card. Radiant Moon of Compassion, 23. Oh my God, we got another 5. That's 14. So that's 5, and we got 23, which is also 5. So a big change is coming. Okay, this is very interesting. I mean, when your soulmate or meeting your next new love, or meeting the loved one, the loved ones of your, you know, the love of your life, your life does have a big change, right? But number 2, so it's a little bit different from the pile number 1, people, because number 2 is about partnership, about coupling together, and 3 is about being creative and innovative, that type of thing. And then together, you're creating a change, okay? So let me read the passage from the book. There is a healing and a prayer for this card as well, but I'm not gonna read it just because that will take quite a long time. So if you want to know about that, the healing and like prayer that you can do for this card, you can message me or something like that. All right, so radiant moon of compassion. Guan Yin sits upon a radiant moon of compassion, pouring forth the spiritual strength needed for you to liberate yourself from lower vibrational energies of fear and judgment into the vibration of freedom, love, and peace, where you naturally belong. You are being urged to use this power now to grow spiritually and free yourself from a situation that could draw you down. Beloved, you are currently challenged by lower vibrational energies. This is not bad. In fact, that you have called this situation to you so that you may grow spiritually. Guan Yin is with you to ensure that you are victorious. These energies of challenge may appear to be external in the form of a person, place, thing, or situation, or a current or past relationship. They may appear to be internal in the form of a habit of self-doubt, self-judgment, or the judgment or criticism of others. You can either choose to allow these energies to pull you down into fear and judgment, or you can choose to grow spiritually through the practice of compassion and liberate yourself into greater peace, love, and freedom. Guan Yin shines through her radiant moon of compassion, reaching to you to allow her to nourish and lift you, to help you as you choose to rise above, growing spiritually stronger as a result. Compassion does not mean becoming a doormat or indulging in the emotional suffering or even the manipulations of or games that another may seek to play from a partially aware and wounded state. It does not mean collapsing into sympathy and seeking to rescue another from their own life choices and experiences. Compassion is recognition of the power of all souls to co-create their life experience. Compassion is also that recognition of the struggle that humankind can experience in the process of spiritual growth, and a gentle, loving compassion for all of humanity, not from a position of spiritual arrogance, but from a position of kindness and generosity of spirit. Compassion aligns you back to your soul light, to your own spiritual power, and lifts you to freedom. Allow the beloved mother to shine her radiant moon of compassion in your heart now to help you free yourself from judgment and back into wisdom, discernment, and peace. You deserve no less, beloved. So this reminds me of the card that, in that romantic deck, like you deserve love, and it's about compassion. So compassion is like what it says, it's not about sympathy, okay? Not about rescuing other people. So again, it has a very similar, like I said, both of you guys got like the number 5, okay, when you combine them together. So it's very similar to number 1, where you want to, number 1's more about self-love, that kind of thing. But number 2, you're about spiritual growth. Again, number 1's a healer, whereas you could be a healer, but it's more about compassion. I think you have a lot of sympathy, you have a lot of compassion for other people, but sometimes you fall into the trap of like, do you really love the person for who they are, or you're just sympathizing them, okay? You're mixing love with sympathy and compassion, right? So I feel like your soulmate, again, is probably somebody who is very equal as where you are in your life, instead of somebody that you are trying to rescue, okay? So somebody who is a little bit inferior than you, and you feel like they need you, so you're kind of seeking validation from other people, so like based on how much they need you, okay? So in that case, I don't know if that's real love, or you just want to feel good about yourself through other people. So I think that what they're saying is that in order for you to meet your soulmate, you want to work on that. Okay, so you want to differentiate between sympathy and love. If this person is, you truly love them for who they are, or you're just sympathizing them and you're scared to leave them if you are with somebody right now, thinking that they're your soulmate, but really is just you're scared to leave them because you like that feeling of being needed. Okay, so when you do meet the next person in your life, think about this, like, do I really love them for who they are, observe them a little bit, or I just want to rescue them because I want to feel needed and validated. Okay, so that's what I get from that card right now. And then let's do a little bit of let's draw 3 cards from the tarot. Okay, so we're not reading reversals, so we're just gonna flip this over. Okay. 2 of Wands, 5 of Cups, and Page of Pentacles. So Page of Pentacles, this person, so you actually got 3 different suits in your reading. So the only thing that you're missing is the swords. Okay, so first, just because I noticed that, I just feel like it kind of resonated with this card, where you're more guided by your emotions. So you sometimes lack a little bit of that mental clarity, thinking through the analytical part, okay, the practical part of things. I mean, Pentacles is the practical, but like the Swords is about thinking thoughts, right? Thinking rationally, thinking practically, the analyzing the situation. So it's lacking that just a little bit. So your soulmate could also be very much like that. So because this is about your soulmate reading, right? And we don't have the sword card. So they could be a very kind of emotional type of person as well. Very passionate, emotional, practical in the sense of like with money, right? Page of Pentacles, it's there. I think just because this is a page, okay, so I feel like they might be a little young than you. For pile number 2 people, they might be, see, Page is the youngest out of all 4 characters in each of the suits. So this is the youngest, so somebody who's under 25, right? So they might be a lot younger than you, depending on who you are, but they're definitely under the age of 25. And they are, when you're young, you need to build that foundation, like the material foundation, okay, a little bit. And so that might be something that your soulmate is caring more about. And look at it's like a little smile on their face, looking down. And so like I feel like maybe at this point of their life they might have a little bit, but not a lot. So they don't have that much to offer you just yet, like materialistically. They're looking out, okay? They have a plan of what they wanted, okay? They're sitting here planning out and waiting for the ship to for planning. This is 2 of Wands, right? They're very passionate. They have a goal that they want to do, and they're seeking out, to take action to get what they wanted. Okay. And perhaps because it's a 2 of Wands, and 2 is also about partnership. So they might be also looking for somebody who is just as passionate about their goals as they are. And so they want to have somebody who they can work together towards a goal that they see in their head, okay? But definitely this person is a little bit more career focused at the moment, okay? Not so much looking for a relationship just yet. So if pile number 2 people, you have not met this person might be a little bit more focused on their work, but at the moment. But if you are with somebody right now for pile number 2 people, and you're thinking, you want to know if the person that you're with right now is your soulmate or not, that is a possibility. But the thing is, like, they might be more focused on their work. Okay, that is more important to them, just because they're young as well, right? They want to build that great foundation so then they can offer you more in the future. That's what they want. Okay, which I feel like it's a very responsible type of person. Even though this person is young, they actually can see, they have a really broad range of like vision, what they wanted to do, what they think about the world. See, over here there's a globe, okay? So they might be well traveled. Even though they're young, they might have experienced a lot of things already. So that's how, you two connected, because you can talk about a lot of things, okay? But I actually feel like your person might be somebody that you work with, okay? Or this might be, if you haven't met the person, or maybe you have met the person, and most likely you've met this person through work or something related to something that you both like, okay? So you have a shared hobby or shared vision of some sort, okay? And if you haven't met this person yet, look out for things that you are very passionate about, and because that person, that your soulmate or your next love or next partner, whatever, also have very similar vision as you, okay? So I feel like you are probably pretty career focused as well right now, and you want a partner who shares that similar goal as you, and you guys could work together towards that same goal. Over here is the 5 of Cups. 5 of Cups is about, like, kind of reminiscing about or feeling regretful about, like, see, these 3 cups is flipped over, and then there's only 2 cups is behind this person, right? So they don't see that 2 cups is behind them. And so there's some, like, regrets that they have perhaps in their past life experiences that they have done, that they wish they did not do, or wish that they have done, so that they have more experience and more experience more, right? So there's that. But this is more about that emotional thing. So I feel like right now at this moment in time also is that your soulmate is a little bit feeling a little sad about how life, is not going the way they wanted it to go, okay? So when you guys come together, they might not be so emotionally ready for a relationship just yet. That's why they're more focused on their love, on their career right now, because love relationship just has not worked for them yet. But then again, they're very young as well, right? Your person might not be like exactly 25 and under, but I'm just saying, it's around that age, definitely under 35, okay, 30, okay? So they have not experienced everything that they could, but whatever they've experienced before has caused them a lot of regrets and pain, okay? And so deep down inside, they're a little wounded, okay? So again, talk about not trying to rescue your person. So really get to know this person and love them for who they are, and not because this person need you to rescue them and you want to feel validated by him or her, or feel that need. I mean, all of us want to feel that, but if that is the overpowering energy in your relationship, then I don't know, it might work, might not. So you just have to balance that a little, okay? And again, this is 5, which is equal to this as well. So that's very, very interesting how these 2 cards correlate with each other, okay? So that's what I see for your soulmate through the tarot cards. So let's do a little bit through the astrology. So the first card is the moon. And then we got Aries and Virgo. So your soulmate actually might have his or her moon in Aries or his or her moon in Virgo. Okay. Moon is all about the inner self, when you're alone, what you're like, or when you feel really, really comfortable with somebody, okay? You start to that inner self show a little bit more so people could actually see what you're like instead of that sun, bright, happy side, okay? So moon is also about like the nurturing, the feelings and reactions and that type of things. Over here, Aries is the first sign in the horoscope. So it's about willpower, what you think you know about, do it your own way, okay? Methods, Virgo over here is about the methods on the healing power of, the analyzing, the resulting from, the perfectionist. So if your person might have Aries and moon, if they have it in Aries, so these are a little bit like two kind of contradictory energy in some ways, okay? Because Aries is a fire sign. So when you have a fire sign in a moon, which is like a soft and gentler type of energy, it softens the Aries energy a little, okay? I'm not gonna say like a lot, but it does soften it. It's not, I don't think it's a very powerful position to have Aries in the moon position. So this person might have that urge to go out and go and fight for things, but then that moon, the emotional side sometimes get in the way, okay? So then they lose that power to fight for things, okay? So they do have a tendency to be a little bit like that, okay? If they have their Aries in moon. If they have the Virgo in moon, also it's not a really powerful position for the moon to have Virgo in there. But I think it's probably a little bit better than having Aries, okay, in the moon. So Virgo in the moon, this person will be a lot more analytical when they are alone. I just want to mention Aries and moon, they might have this pent up like frustration, okay, that they want to do something and they couldn't do it, or they might be a little bit impatient when they are alone. They want to go and fight for things a little bit more impetuous in some ways, okay? But also, you know, they are a leader. So deep down inside, they want to be a leader, okay? So that is something kind of similar to this card. You know, they have that goal that they envision, but I don't have other cards to support it. So if they have Aries in like a Mars or something, that would be a very good position to have, because that means they will actually go for it, fight for it, and go after it, right? But then again, with that, you know, you want to have maybe like a Virgo in Mercury or something, so you actually plan it out a little instead of just impetuously do things. So that's that. But Aries having it in moon, so this person will be a little bit frustrated at times and impatient at times that they cannot achieve what they wanted to achieve, and they sometimes lack a little bit of that action because it's in the moon instead of in the sun position, a stronger action position, okay? And they sometimes have trouble communicating what they feel, because Aries is a very action-based horoscope, and moon is about emotions and that kind of thing. So sometimes their emotion is a little bit messed up, like because it's just not a very emotional type of horoscope sign, right? Okay. For Virgo and the moon, also Virgo is very, very practical, so that's why in a moon position it's also not that great of a position, because then this person probably don't share a lot of their things as well, just kind of very similar to having Aries in the moon position. And so like maybe that is why, you know, Five of Cups, they have a lot of regrets and they have a lot of pain and stuff like that, but they don't really communicate that, okay, to people. And so they're sitting alone and like kind of like frustrated and sad, right? And even this, I feel a little bit of that alone energy as well. Like this person standing alone in this balcony and looking out. And so this, I feel like your soulmate is a little bit like likes to be alone sometimes, okay? Like to think about things and, yeah. So having Virgo in the moon, this person could be a perfectionist deep down inside, and they like to analyze things a lot. So they're very practical. They don't show much of an emotion, like I mentioned earlier, which is good in some ways. They're not very emotional type of person, right? So having Virgo in moon is probably a little bit better than having Aries in moon, like I was saying, because Aries is a little bit more fiery. They might get impatient, might punch something, right? But Virgo is a lot more like just sitting there and thinking about things. And so they're a little bit slow at getting things. So sometimes their emotions, they don't feel it until afterwards because they're just slightly behind. But it's not as dull as like, you know, Taurus or Capricorn type of energy, right? Virgo is a little bit more feminine in some ways too. However, they don't feel it right away. They would actually try to reason it out, you know, if they do feel frustration or feel whatever they're feeling. Wow. Very interesting. All three cards doesn't have a very specific occupation shown. So, and having options and trust and okay, so for pile number 2 people, your what I get from the cards is that your person could be a freelancer, okay? A freelance person. So they don't have like a steady 9-to-5 jobs, okay? So they actually get work based on whatever jobs, that skill set that they have, okay? So they seek where it is project based or contract based, contractors. They might work in some kind of they could be a very religious person, okay? Work in the religious realm because it's talking to your angels, asking for divine guidance and that kind of thing. So they might be a little religious, or, you know, they work in something that is related to some kind of a religious, religion run places, or it could be like a non-profit organization that just came to me. And the options over here, consider the career possibilities that are open to you. So this person is standing by like a sea, weighing like with this little like balance thing with like 2 shells. So this person could be working in some kind of a justice system or sometimes some kind of things that it needs to seek for exact balance, because look at this, the balance is actually exact, like and I almost feel like this perfectionist. So maybe like, you know, this person has that feeling like they picked out this 2 shells, like they did it so many times and finally they're equally weighed, okay? So it has that perfectionist feel. So just having that, could be like first thing that came to my mind is like an artist or some sort, because it's like, you know, freelance and that kind of things. But this person could be in business or whatever too, like definitely a perfectionist, of a freelance type of person, okay? So that's why, like over here, when we have the tarot cards, I don't really see that financial stability. It's like still working on it, still planning it out, okay? This person has something to offer, but it's not like, it's still building that foundation at the moment and have done something wrong or regret something that they have done in the past, right? Over here is about trust. Trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. So again, this is about trust. So whatever they're doing right now, people don't actually believe in them, that they could actually succeed. Okay, so maybe that's why they're all alone. They feel really sad and depressed. Okay, because people don't believe in them. So again, over here, don't fall in love because you think this person is depressed and alone and that they need you to like cheer them up and bring them up. Love them because of who they are and because of their personality, because of their potential, okay? Not because you want them to validate you. Again, that's just that. This card just reminded me of that again, okay? So I feel like this person actually trusts themselves a lot. They have a really, they are very confident, okay? Having Aries in the moon, confident. Virgo in the moon, even Virgo in moon, it's a very confident type of person, okay? Leo in moon is probably even more, but Leo in moon, again, just like Aries in moon, is not a strongest position to have it in. But they do have very strong, confident that they can actually achieve whatever they set out to do. But, you know, when they're alone, sometimes they get very depressed because of things that happened or didn't work out the way they wanted. But even with that, they still trust that one day they will succeed, okay? So I feel like they definitely have some kind of is in a job where it fluctuates a lot, okay? A freelance type of person. It's not very stable in income, okay? Moon, Aries. So they're quite impatient sometimes, or they're very analytical, a perfectionist. So where you might meet this person, again, there's 2 water over here. This is like in a palace type of place, a mountainous. So like in a garden some sort, okay? This is, I can't tell if this is like sunset or it's like the breaking of dawn, like the sunrise. I want to say it's actually sunrise, so some like in the morning, some sort, okay? Where maybe when you're traveling, okay, not locally, but traveling like far, okay? So where you would have to take the plane and take like 5 or 6, 7 hours or more to that type of energy that you might meet this person. So like an airport, okay? International airport, somewhere by the water or in a garden. This reminds me of like a wine, like a vineyard or something like that, okay? Over here is another beach. It's very similar to these. This is like almost like a palace, so like has that Europe type of feel for me as well. Okay, so this person might travel a lot. They might be like a blogger or photographer, or like their job requires them to travel quite a lot. So again, remember we said something, this person has a really wide, broad range. Even though they're young, they have traveled a lot. They've seen the world. They've experienced a lot already. So over here, let's draw. These are the cards that I actually created. So we'll do like 6 cards, 5 or 6 cards, and see any additional information this person might possess. First one. This is the first one. Long hair. Okay, so this person might have long hair. This is general reading, so if doesn't have to have everything matching, okay? So here's one. Oh my god. What did I say? This has a European type of feel, like a palace. European. Okay. Dark skin tone. Thin and slender. Very active. Makes sense with Aries. Younger than you. Oh my god. Younger than you. Very similar messages that I've already said already. So these are things. Okay, let me see. Okay, one last card, which is the Journey of Love Oracle card. I'm gonna clear this out. We'll take that. Heart of the moment. So let's see what, all right, I'm going to read from this book. 16. All right, heart of the moment. You are entering a time in your life where past and future are colliding. In the present moment, you have a powerful opportunity to decide how you wish to continue in a certain pattern of relating or not. This may mean leaving a relationship or starting a new one. But even if you cannot yet make that decision with peace in your heart, you can still partake of the heart of this moment and decide how you should choose to be. Will you speak? Will you choose to let go of shame and criticism, of judgment and anxiety, of loss and despair, and just be with your own heart now? Will you choose in the moment to trust yourself, even if that trust says you have to wait a while longer before you can make a more long-term decision? This is a time when you can alter your future, stepping into a relationship with another, with the divine, with yourself in a new way. Even the smallest choice for love is a step in the best direction. You have the heart of the divine within you. It's not too hard for you to choose love. Let go of the people who want you to choose jealousy or fear or doubt. Their games are not nearly as fun. Choose love, and who knows, maybe they'll join your party instead. This oracle brings you a message. You are in a transition zone in your life and relationships. It is one moment that will manifest as many opportunities, where one choice will open up many pathways to fulfillment for you. We always have the chance to create our future with our present choices, but at this time, you are in an especially fertile karmic period, having just come out of a cycle of learning and about to enter into a new cycle. This is the time to be willing to take a chance or a risk, to be happy within yourself, no matter what is going on around you. Your life is about to take a karmic turn, and you can feel peace in that knowing. All right, so seems like it's going to be just a little bit while if you are still single. It will take a little bit of time before this person comes into your life, because you are in a transition moment right now. Transformation, maybe we want to say that as well. So over here is 7. Okay, 7 is about spiritual, like having that spirit with you and trusting that you are doing the right thing. Spirituality opening up. Okay, so I think you're working on opening your heart and just living in the moment at the moment. And if you are within relationship, maybe you are, like what it says, that you are deciding if you want to keep going with this relationship or you should let go. But whatever choice that you choose, you want to think about you and not about, you want to think how happy you are in this relationship, okay? So not sacrificing yourself for something that might not be good for you. Meaning, again, like what we were saying earlier, you're staying with a person not because they love you and you love them back, but because you want to rescue them and you like to feel needed, okay? So that kind of things. But just figure that out. If this is the person that make you very happy 90%, let's not even say 90, 70% of the time, okay? And maybe that is the person for you if you are with somebody right now. But if you are not, then you want to work on yourself just a little bit more before having this new person, this new person, your new soulmate come into your life. Okay, new soulmate comes into your life before this person will come into your life. And if you feel like if you are with somebody right now and you feel like this is the person, then you might have to put in just a little bit more work, okay, to make it work, because relationship is it doesn't just happen. You have to put in some work, and communication is very important as well. So maybe you need to communicate with your soulmate if you haven't been communicating for a while, okay? And you don't feel fulfilled being with them anymore, but you want to make it work. So gotta talk to them. All right, so that is the message I see for pile number 2, and let me know how this resonates with you in the comment section below, or you can email me. And if you want to have an extended reading based off of this video, you can contact me as well, because I don't do a pre-made extended reading, because I do want to have that extended reading be specially catered to whoever's interested. So that is that, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, last but not least, Veil of Shadows, 4 and 3, which is 7. All right, I'm gonna read from this book. All right, so there is a healing message and a prayer message. I'm not going to read those two passages because look how many words there is. It's going to take a while to read all of these. So if you want to know about how to heal yourself and have a little bit prayer, you know, to better yourself, whatever, you can message me, okay, or leave in the comment section below, and then maybe I'll just like read it, do a different video or something like that, okay? Over here, a lotus blossoms with deep rich mud into which she plunges her roots and draws great nourishment. From this mud made of water and earth, growth happens and great beauty is revealed. Your soul lotus thrives through depth of emotion and aliveness of your body, into which she can plant herself and unfold as a lotus of light. Your soul lotus is blossoming, just like a plant that outgrows the pot in which it has been planted and requires more soil to spread its roots and continue growing. Your soul lotus needs some more mud, some more water and earth energy so that it can grow and shine. In the spiritual world, all things serve, everything, including our darker emotions and parts of our body that we may not think are acceptable. They are actually good nourishment for our soul. The soul craves to love and be in love with all parts of you. Like a passionate divine lover, it wants to hold nothing back and become completely spiritually intimate with all aspects and all parts of you, whether you have thought that they were lovable or not. This can be challenging because it can feel extremely uncomfortable to visit and consciously engage with those aspects of our personality and our bodies that we have yet to really love and accept. Yet this is what you are guided to embrace now. This process might be started by taking a class or engaging in a physical practice that honors the shadow parts of you. If you have considered yourself an introverted person, it might be to begin to honor the counter side of this, the part that needs community and people in order to thrive. If you consider yourself a quiet person, you might need to explore how you can find joy through sound, music, and energy, for example. If you consider yourself a passionate person, you could benefit from finding the part of you that is peaceful and content in the moment with things exactly as they are right now. This interplay isn't about saying that who you are now is not enough. It is about acknowledging that you are that thing you believe you are not, and finding a way to live it with consciousness and love. It is about delving into the parts of you that have been hidden in a veil of shadows and are now becoming ready to be revealed and lived as a part of the beautiful and whole being that you are in truth. In particular, this oracle asks you to look at where you can nourish your emotional and physical life with more focus, perhaps through art, creativity, journaling your dreams, creating collages, or engaging in dance or other forms of movement. Your spirit needs it to thrive at this time. So what I get out of this passage over here is that you want to love at all aspects of yourself, right? Self-love, blah, 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 all that things that we hear, you know, every tarot readers or every self-helping books say. But the thing is, like, sometimes we may not know what is the shadow self, right? And like in the passage, it was saying, like, if you think you're a quiet person, if you think you're an introverted person, if you think you are a passionate person, you can also be the other side as well. The shadow side that you think you're not very good at. Maybe that is what you need to practice on and help grow in, right? So if you're very comfortable with being yourself, now maybe it's good to expand the other side that you're not very comfortable with. So if you don't like talking to people, maybe now it's time to go out and social a little bit more, and you might become better at it. And because of that, you might be able, because you're working on that, you will be able to find the soulmate that you're looking for. And sometimes we always say this too. I always say that, your strong point sometimes becomes, depending on the situation and the person, it might become a disadvantage to you. And sometimes the things that you don't think are a good point for yourself, it might be a good point for another person, and depending on the situation, right? So if you're a quiet person, that means, another way of looking at it, that means you might be a very good listener, right? So in a certain situation, when the other person needs to vent and they need a person to listen to them and not like interject every so often, you might be a good person to be with. But then if you both are quiet and just like sitting there in silence, then in that situation, being quiet is not so good. So you want to be more rounded, okay? So you want to be able to maybe be flexible depending on the situation, bring out whichever quality that fits that situation. And so if you're not very good socializing, maybe it's time to better yourself in that area, so that when that situation arises, you need to be a little bit more social. It becomes you can actually use it, okay? But you don't have to use it all the time, because that is not who you are. But it's good to work on that skill. Okay, that's just what I get out of that message. And when you do that, you will be able to become closer to your soulmate if you haven't met this person yet. So let's draw 3 cards from the tarot cards and see who your soulmate is. We're not reading reversals today. So we get 10 of Pentacles, Magician, and 8 of Swords. Very interesting. We got a Major Arcana card. As I was saying, for pile number 2 people, it was lacking a Swords energy. But see, for pile number 3, you actually have everything that you needed already. You got everything. You got a Major Arcana card with every elements in there, and an infinity sign, and a 1, which is the beginning of a new beginning, and it's about manifesting. 10 of Pentacles, the end of a cycle. So money is emphasized, and then thoughts is emphasized, okay, with the Swords and the Pentacle, additional cards. All right, on either sides. And it's also like opposite sides of, in the card over here, the Pentacles is over here, it's probably like on this side. So it's like opposite of this. All right, so what I get out of this is that your soulmate is somebody that will bring the best out of you, okay? They have everything that they needed, and in particular, they are very good with their thoughts and thinking, although they have a little bit of fear, okay, of stepping out of like their comfort zone. Again, this resonated with this card of sticking to what you're comfortable with. So now you want to expand, right? Into things that you're not so comfortable with. And I feel like that your soulmate is like that as well. Or it's a message for you that you need to step out of your comfort zone before you can actually meet your soulmate, okay? I feel like your soulmate might be a little bit sometimes they're scared to take that risk to do the things, okay? So they think a lot, okay? Although they actually have everything that they have everything that they need to manifest everything that they wanted. And in fact, over here is the 10 of Pentacles. They actually they feel pretty fulfilled, happy, family, money, everything. I feel like they're, pretty well off financially, very financially stable, okay? But they're just a little scared sometimes, or I would say like 70-80% of the time that they actually just sit there and not make moves. So I would say that your soulmate might be a little bit passive in actively pursuing things that they wanted, okay? Even though they have everything that they need, and they do have everything already, like stability and like money and material thing. But emotionally, I feel like they're very scared to get hurt, okay? So they don't usually take that step out of their comfort zone a lot. But besides that, they can manifest anything they want. Anything they want. Sky's the limit. All right. I don't really have anything to say about this person. This person just seems like... Okay, so if for you... I guess for you to meet this person, this is why this card showed up. If your person is a little bit passive, you probably, if you're not the kind of person that is very active and go towards your goal and like a go-getter, when you meet your soulmate and you feel very attracted to this person, you might have to make the first move. If you feel they're attracted to you, but they're a little scared to make that first move because they're scared to be rejected or whatever that they are thinking, or maybe like future, they like plans way ahead of time before they even make that one first move. They're like already thinking about like kids and family and already when they haven't even like say hi to you and get your name. So you might have to be the person who's gonna make the first move. So if you're not very good at it, that's something that you need to work on, okay? Become very smooth in how to talk to people, right? So that is that. And also not just like emotionally getting hurt and rejected. I guess I have a feeling that they might be pretty rich, on the rich side, okay? So not just like middle class, like, you know, get by. They're like middle upper class, okay, or even upper class. So they have like money. So they're a little worried sometimes that people like them not because of who they are, but because of their money, okay? So you might also want to be a little bit careful about that. When you talk to them, you don't want to look too materialistic, care so much about like money and all that stuff. They care about having that mental connection, okay? About do we have a connection mentally and spiritually? I feel that's your soulmate is more about that, okay? And do we have the similar values in money, in family? Do we share similar views on things? So that's what they really care about. Okay, so let's pick out 3 cards for the signs and or houses and see what happens. Oh my gosh, we got all houses, house cards. Okay, oh wow, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, 3rd house, pawn number 1 actually got 3rd house as well, but okay, 3rd house is guarded by Gemini, and then what happens after? 5th house is about Leo, so this is Cancer, right? Yes, so Gemini, Cancer, Leo. Okay. 3rd house is about short-term trips, ideas, communication, languages. Very good with words, very good with communication. 5th house is Leo. It's all about creativity, about love, about relationships. Okay, it's also about gambling, about like enjoyment of things in life, okay? And also about kids, I think. Yes. And 4th house is about Cancer, which is about home, about feeling secure, feeling supported, having a home as your base. Think about Cancer. All right, so like I said over here, this is the first card that came out. When we talked about this person really care about having that spiritual connection, about having the same value. That is about communicating things, right? About thinking the same thoughts, making the move. This person, 3rd house is all about that, okay? about sharing ideas, about being communicative. So and then over here, Cancer, having that same value in house, in like money, okay, relationships over here. So like the three basic things: home, relationship, how do you value relationships, how do you deal with relationships, about love, how do you enjoy yourself, how do you use money, because it's about investment and gamble. And over here is the third house: how do you communicate, do you communicate well, are you a good communicator? Okay, so this person cares a lot about that, and they might have many of their planets and signs, okay, their horoscopes, falling in third, fifth, and fourth house. Okay, so they might be all on this lower 3, 4, 5 hemisphere. Okay, this bottom half. So they're very individualistic type of person. Okay, because on the bottom half is about individuals, on the top is about more about other people, more extroverted. So this person is very introverted. Okay, 3, 4, 5, very introverted, very caring about their own like space, their own things, thoughts, and kind of things. So self-expression. Okay, so the soulmate wants to have that connection with you on a personal level. Okay, so they're very, very private type of person as well. Like I said, I feel like they are pretty well off. And so like, rich people, they do have their own like things that they really care about and that they look for when they seek for a partner, right? So that's what I see for your partner. I know this is a little short, but yeah. 3, 4, 5, they have a lot of planets in there, because depending on the planets, then it'll be a little different. But basically the love, the Leo, the Cancer, 4th house, and the Gemini, 3rd house, good communicator. They're a homebody. They like to stay at home probably a lot of the times. This is about entertainment, so they do like to maybe enjoy things, doing things on their own, okay? And then relationship is very important to them. Like, not so much about marriage, but just like meeting different people that they could connect with is very important. And then having creativities, artsy. So this person might be kind of artsy. So they might have that little artsy attitude, okay? So it has a little bit of that too. So let's see what we get for the occupation. All right, career change, spiritual teacher. Interesting. All right. So over here again, it's very interesting also because the first house, the first pile, they got the 3rd house as well, and then they got 2 occupations that's related to the 3rd house about communication, about which is one is a speaker and the other one's writing. It's very similar to this, an author, a writer. All right. So 3rd house. So again, I just said they probably had that artsy thing going on. So they're very good with their words. So in particular, for pile number 3, they're very good at writing things, okay, communicating through writing. So again, their fear about things, they like to stay at home. They don't really like to communicate with other people. So so they do it through writing. All right. They're also very spiritual. So again, I was saying, they really care about having that mental, spiritual, physical, everything, same value. Everything needs to align before they would fall in love with somebody. So your soulmate is very, very particular about who they want to let into their life, okay? And then over here right now, they might be an author, but they also are looking to maybe do a career change, okay? So, they're probably at the moment right now seeking what kind of things will make them happy besides writing things. But I have a feeling it would be something still more individualistic, still a little bit more private, okay? Instead of like working in a big company where they need to socialize a lot. I don't feel that's the type of career that they would be going after. They would still choose something that's more like you could do it on your own, okay? So where you might meet this person. Since this person is so secluded and they don't like to social a lot, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. I actually have a good feeling that it's going to take a lot of luck. A lot of luck. You might meet this person at a beach or something. So because this person doesn't like a lot of crowd, a lot of like busy places, okay, and they like to stay at home a lot, okay, so staying at home a lot kind of like limits your opportunity to meet this person. But if you have a author that you really like, that could be maybe you can write them a letter. If you can actually find out where their publisher is, who their publisher is, or if they have a an agent or something that represents them, you can maybe write a letter to them and see if you can meet, or maybe like a book signing event. I don't think it'll happen very often because since this person likes to stay at home a lot. But if he or she does have like some sort of event, maybe you can go. Or I don't really feel like they would actually go to a lot of meetups or something. They really like to stay at home and just do their own thing. I'm not, let's see. Let's get a clarifier to see where else you might be able to meet this person, because the magician doesn't really tell you where you might meet this person either. Like it almost, to me, it most feel, I get the feeling this is like a library or something, but it's not. But it just came to me, like a library. Maybe you might meet this person at a library. Yeah, this place looked like a library to me. Or like a university or something, campus, library, somewhere that there's a lot of books involved. Books. This person might also like to read a lot. Or maybe somewhere that is not very busy, not a lot of people. So like I was saying, if it's a beach, then it's not a very crowded, a lot of people would go type of beach. Or like go to a garden or something, okay? A place that it's very quiet type of place. Yeah, this person do like to go by like water and stuff like that. So like a boat, if, like I said, this person might be a little bit rich, might be pretty rich, so maybe they have a yacht or like a boat or something. So if you are traveling to somewhere by the water where there's like yacht and ships and stuff like that, that might be where you might meet this person as well. Okay, all right, let's get some like additional information and see if this person, what else is about this person. Because 10 of Pentacles is about family and having everything you have already. So not only that this person might be a little rich, your soulmate might, this is not going to resonate with everybody because it just came to me. Your soulmate might be somebody who's older than you, or this person might have married already once and they're divorced. Okay, so they have been hurt once, that could be a possibility. So this is somebody who's been married before and they're not right now. And so they like to stay at home a lot, They care about like having similar values because of that failed marriage that they had before. All right, we got older than you and thin and slender. All three piles got thin and slender. That's so interesting. Older than you. What did I just say? I feel like this person is a little older than you. And they might have married already once or twice. Who knows? Just like they have married, so they're divorced now. Like a failed relationship. Street smart. Yep. This is crazy. Number 3 and number 1, your person are very similar in some ways. They got these two as well, and that book smart and tree smart. I guess for an author, you know, you do have to be like that. Very sharp. This is the same, almost. Let's do one last one. Huh. Could also be younger than you. So if they're younger than you, like I said, they might be divorced. Okay, so just have that energy. So it could be older than you or could be younger than you. Again, this is general reading. That's why this is happening, right? Because I'm picking out as many cards as I could possibly be. Short. So this person might be on the short side. But very charismatic. All right, I think that's good enough. All right, one last card from Journey to Love. Oh, by the way, I feel like that person who's younger than you, I don't think it's younger by a lot, just like a little younger than you. Okay, so if you're thinking about like, because pile number 2 got a really young person, so it's not quite as young as the pile number 2 person. The Temple. 50. I am going to read from the passage in the book, The Temple. The lover and the beloved meet in sacred space. They take respite from cares of the world, entering into sanctuary where only they exist. You are in need of this. Meditation, making love, connection, and dance, intimacy, and surrender into the moment. Your body and soul need to enter into the temple and participate in sacred ceremony. Choose to gift this to yourself. Set aside time. Turn off the computer and mobile phone. Turn on music and set the lighting. Be in the present moment. Do you remember your body? Yes, here it is. Can you be in its temple with presence and delight? The oracle brings guidance to take time out to smell the flowers, savor the pleasures of life, and renew your connection to the inner lover. Your sensuality wants to come out and play. You are encouraged to explore scent, touch, taste, and feeling. You are encouraged to play with color. What moves you? What brings you into connection with yourself in the moment again? It is the wholeness of divine self-connection in sacred space that will best nourish you now. And that's it for this. So, it's very interesting. It's saying that you want to connect with yourself, okay? Go to a garden, sacred place. You know, when you do that, when you actually bring pleasure to yourself, I feel that's when you will meet your soulmate. And that is what I said earlier about, you know, going to a garden, going to somewhere that is not very, very crowded. Okay, so it kind of resembles this. So maybe that's where you would go and meditate, listen to what your heart desires, and that's when you might meet this person. Because I feel like in some ways you guys are also very, very similar. But then you're complementing each other in some ways as well, because you don't want too passive person, because he or she might be a little bit more on the passive side. Okay, so you might, if you are a little bit more also passive, then you might have to just be a little bit more active, okay, a little bit more aggressive in order for you to be able to see or connect with this person, because this person might not be the person to make the first move. Okay. So that is what I see for pile number 3, and let me know how this resonates with you. You can leave in the comment section below, or you can just email me. And I don't have an extended reading for this, pre-made extended reading for this, but if this resonated with you in any ways, and you want to know more about this, you can just, you know, shoot me an email or leave in the comment section below, because then we can do an extended reading just for you. I want it to be specialized for the person who wants to know more. Okay, otherwise pre-made is just like another general reading, right? So it may or may not resonate with you. All right, so that's all for, yep, that is the siren. Okay, so that's all I see for pile number 3, and don't forget to like, share, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.